Hello, everybody, Angels here, and welcome back to uh, Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu. I wanted to say Sayat no Paladin for some reason, but no, it's not the time yet. Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu, Irina the Vampire Cosmonaut. Hmm, we know more or less what's gonna happen in this episode. There's gonna be a big party for Irina, but I'm afraid it's gonna be a little bit of a calm before the storm. Because calm after the storm and calm before the storm. Little episode of downtime in between two heavier episodes. Although I don't know if episode 7 could be described as heavy. Kinda sorta. I don't know, it didn't really have all that much weight to me, to be perfectly honest. Because we know that the series it's not gonna end after 7 episodes. So of course Irina will come back from space. She will not burn on re-entry. We know that there is a whole light novel that goes even further beyond the scope of this anime. So yeah, she's not gonna die. So there isn't really much tension there. I think some real tension is gonna start now. Maybe not in episode 8, but in episode 9. Because there's gonna be that threat of Irina being disposed of. I think we're gonna get into that territory. But episode 8 seems to be very light-hearted, right? Irina will go with Natalia to do some shopping, there's gonna be a party, and all that jazz. At least that's what we've been shown. Perhaps there are some bits that haven't been shown to us, but I hope at least for the most part this episode will stay lighthearted. I'm recording this right after I recorded Princess Principal episode 8, which was also a fairly lighthearted episode. So that's why I have enough mental capacity to record 2 episodes today. Otherwise, I'd be recording Irina tomorrow, where it actually goes up, because the episode was released today, but I'm gonna release it tomorrow, which is today for you. A day after release, essentially. Okay, let's not get hung up on it, and let's just watch this episode, see what it has in store for me. My tea is unfortunately still far too hot to drink. It's white tea. First time I drink it here on camera, it was like deep into my cupboard, deep in the back. It was a white tea, and there's like just a couple of bags of it. So hey, why not? I'll have to resort to some grape juice. Well, not exactly grape juice. It's a bunch of grapes that were mixed with sugar and put into jars. And that syrup was then mixed with water to create this preserved grape juice, so to speak. Okay, let's not talk about drinks. Let's get into Tsukitolaka to Nosferatu and talk about that. It is again version by subs, please. I don't think anybody else subs it right now, and if they do, they are behind. So, can't exactly use those subs because they don't exist yet. So, yeah, Tsukitolaka to Nosferatu, episode 8. Is it 8? I believe it is. Episode 8. Yes, indeed. Okay, why are you showing me preferences window? Yes, okay, apply. Okay, close this window. Whatever. I don't think it's gonna show on the video. Yeah, it's not gonna. So, episode 8 of Tsukitalaka to Nosferatu version by Sabs, please, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Bandai Funimation. December 13th. Irina still asleep? Or merely pretending? Pretending. I thought for a moment she scuffed to the bed, but no, it's just the things of her spacesuit. Okay. Let's see what happens in this episode. And whatever happens is gonna be discussed after the reaction section as well. I always take like 30-40 minutes to discuss what happened in the episode after I'm done watching it. So if it's something you're up for, head over there after the reaction section is done. Or if you're watching it as part of a mashup, head over to my channel and watch the full thing. I should be mentioning it more often. I rightly don't know if my channel still appears in mashups. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. I haven't really searched for my videos on YouTube, so no clue. One way or another, there's a discussion section later. So if it's something you're up for, you know where to look for it. There's chapters. I always put chapters on my videos, so you know exactly where each section is, and you can watch the thing that interests you the most. Lemon seltzer, moon crystal, pine cone for some reason, a maiden's prayer. Dormitory at Albinar. A lot of scientists. They certainly are grateful to her. She validated all of their, efforts. True. Yeah, what improvements need to be made? Can she drink? Yep. Some agents with shades. That's gonna become a problem, I fear. Cheeseburgers. And Nastoika. And she has borscht. Ooh, they're getting separated. Ooh. He's not going as her handler. A little bit sus. Not gonna lie. And Irina isn't happy, probably wondering about being disposed. Worrying about being disposed. Hmm. I mean, there was a little bit of celebration. Of course. That's good. Doesn't matter. The change is good. Nothing broken. That's a little bit surprising, although perhaps not. She's still a little bit of an internal spy after all. Her duty doesn't end with the flight, right? New orders. What will they be? You're being brought out of the reserve? Yep. That's good. She won't be disposed of. Again. And he's gonna be promoted again. Like, what, the second time this happened? Okay. He won't be living with Irina? Or will he request that he does live with her? Don't ask questions. Will he resign? No, they aren't. There goes the Earth. Okay, a little bit of a light-hearted moment. That's nice. And there goes Gergiev's portrait. Yes, she very much is. Name calling, classic. Yeah, exactly. Any faults that she detected about the flight are gonna be fixed, hopefully, and you're not gonna die thanks to her efforts. Or maybe you will. It's Soviet Russia after all. The next rocket might be made of paper mache, as long as it looks good. That's a lot. That is not for you to know. He's curious. That's good. Yeah, exactly. Don't sell yourself short. Hmm. They're getting separated, but we still have 4 episodes to go. Yeah, that's good. What's this? What's this graph? Okay, so we're getting into a like sabotage arc or something like that. Okay, it's the New Year's. I think that's when Irina will go out with that pink-haired girl. Ah, browsing her journal, her diary. No, it's not her diary. Sure, carrots on a pancake. Let's go with that. No, she's here to take you out. That's nice. That's a very nice dress. Of course, she's embarrassed by it. Yeah, let's have some fun. Who the fuck keeps driving by on signal? With their sirens blasting. Okay, a nice light-hearted moment. Another siren! The fuck is going on out there? When I'm done recording, I'll have to look out of the window. Something's burning or what? Still blaring. Another one! I hope you don't hear it. I hope you can't hear it. Okay. Śnieżynka in Polish. Dziadek Mróz in Polish. That's the original before he was dethroned by Santa Claus. He's still popular in the east part of the country. Yeah, they probably do. What style would that be? Skating? Okay. That's the pine cone from the OP. Oh, it's man-made. Not if you don't throw hard enough. And your dreams will come true. When spring comes. Okay, we're doing that again. We're doing that again. Oh, that's some real nice sound effects. To go to space, to land on the moon. No, it wasn't. Yes. Her dream was to go to the moon, perhaps with Lev, build some nice house on the moon, have a nice moon garden with a moon fence, and some mixed race moon babies. Mixed species moon babies, I guess. The Dream 6. Okay, the selection process. The graduation test. Okay. Who's it gonna be? Of course, Lev is gonna be the best of them. 14 candidates remaining. Infighting. A great leader. Great paradropper. Oh, I guess that wasn't him. Can't sleep. Can't sleep. Worrying about the arena, of course he is. Chervil? I'm gonna. Chervil. Okay, Chervil flower. I love you, Lev. What is it? Ah, you fucking cock blocker. Keeping her distance, of course. And of course, he's remembering that. What did she want to tell me? Biolab? Okay, they're experimenting on Laika. On Irina. X-rays, pressure, sizes. And she's back to her cell. Gift from Natalia, I'm assuming. No! Lev? Okay. I thought they're more separated. But you don't dislike it. Lemon seltzer. Some kind of meat and potato pie. Right, do you have the results yet? Yeah, wait and see. He's gonna pass, like, no doubt about it. We're gonna see Lev go to space and Irina worry about him. A little bit of a role reversal. Is my tea cold yet? I think it is drinkable at least. It is. A little bit stale. The tea has been probably sitting in my cupboard for far too long. High time I drink it. Oh man. Hmm. I'm looking for the moment when shit will hit the fan, but there doesn't seem to be that moment. Like, sure, there's that constant atmosphere of foreboding, as if at any given time they could be sent to Gulag, but nothing bad happens to them, strictly speaking. The worst thing that happened was the sabotage of the centrifuge, but that wasn't done by their people. It was done by some third party. Everybody seems very receptive of them. We're seeing some happy moments. Heart to heart with her. The White Rose of Sangrad. I'm assuming that refers to that girl. That women, should I say. They're not children. Okay. Come on. Okay. Scene 2. And before we do that, I wanted... What did I want? Hell yeah, Princess Principal episode 7 uploaded without any claims. That's great. Okay. Come on. Come on, work with me. Chervil flower. Oh, I know those flowers. Here. I know those flowers. What does it translate to? In Polish. Trybula. Yeah, it's kind of like celery. There's plenty of that all around in meadows, in gardens. And I see this is misaligned. Yeah, I know this flower. Let's maybe open big picture of it. Chervil. Yeah, it kinda does look like stars, doesn't it? Yeah, there's plenty of it everywhere. Another reference that I know what it is because I was born and raised around the same area of the world. Always fun to recognize something that you know very well in anime, you know? Okay, let's go through this episode real quick. Although I don't think there's all that much worth discussing. Yeah, his leg is bad. And here we have all those pine cones, all those wishes. And here's the pine cone in the center of the galaxy. And here's another pine cone. Now I know what the deal with the pine cones is. Also, can I just mention, I love the shades of blue they're using, both in the OP and when they're showing the night sky. I don't know what's so great about them, but those shades of blue are really looking great. Although, no, they are. They are actually looking great. On my IPS display, at least. How does it look on my TFT? No, it looks much more gray on TFT. If you're watching this series, watch it on an IPS display or better. Albinar, we're having a little bit of a party. Okay, 4 seconds. That's good. Round of applause. And again, there's that constant atmosphere of foreboding, right? But people here are very receptive of Irina. They like her, you could say, right? Everybody's happy, everybody's grinning, besides those two or three guys in shades in the top left corner there on top of the stairs. Yeah. Like, I still do fear about Irina's disposal. I still do fear about Lev being sent to Gulag because he crossed the line and stood up against someone he shouldn't be standing up against, or something like that. But nothing like that happens. It's very dissonant. It's very dissonant, and I like it. I like that dissonance. It all the time it keeps me on my toes, right? It keeps me on the edge of the seat, but nothing happens. This series is endless edging for tragedy, you could say. And I like it. I like it. Yeah, it was hot and awful. It was a hunk of junk. And that was the goal of this mission. That was the goal of this mission, to figure out what's wrong with that capsule, what's wrong with that rocket, and fix it for human astronauts. They think she likes Oliaster Nastoika. Lev actually likes it, and she's blushing because it's not my favorite, it's Lev's. I was thinking about Lev back then, but I can't show anybody because I'm at tsundere. Yeah, those three guys in shades, they're probably reporting to Gergiev directly, or they are from the same cell Natalia is from. But I guess that cell, in one way or another, is under Gergiev. Because, I mean, I doubt it's like CIA or something. We know that because Natalia was able to help Lev out of his prison. If she was a foreign power, she wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, we've got lots of work ahead of us. You do, you absolutely do. Toast with cheeseburgers. I love it. I love it how, and this actually shows Soviet Russia so well. I think, who was that? One of the leaders in Soviet Russia. I can't remember who. Maybe Lenin, maybe Stalin, maybe some of the minor ones. Loved Coca-Cola, I believe, and he ordered a lot of it, but wanted those to be clear so that it doesn't look like Coca-Cola. Wanted them to have the same taste, the same flavor, but not the color, so he can drink it secretly. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Uh, that is a rare Coca-Cola. Mm, yeah. Maybe I should look up CCCP, not ZSRR. Uh, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I don't want to get too hung up on it. You want to hear about it? Google it. It's a fairly well-known story. There was someone else who was importing like cigars, even though they were forbidden. Many stories like that. So I like that they are, uh, celebrating with cheeseburgers. I really like this. The only thing the UK is good for. I really like this accent. And Irina is eating borscht instead. They didn't give her a cheeseburger. I don't know why. They should have. Maybe she doesn't like them. Maybe she just likes borscht. And yeah, Lev is returning to Laika, but Irina goes to Sangrad to attend a private committee meeting. And she's worried about that, of course she is. No celebration for Irina. Nope. No celebration for her. Because she officially doesn't exist. She officially wasn't in space. Nobody like her exists. The flight was probably unmanned in the eyes of the general public. This was fixed. His leg is alright. Natalia kept working as a dorm matron. I mean, as I said, her job isn't complete with the launch. She's still here to internally spy on the candidates, right? It's too big of a deal, the whole launch, to not keep a close eye on the candidates, on the people who have the most access to all those things, to all this technology, all the files, all the talks about the mission and whatnot. Right? So she's here to listen in. That makes perfect sense. I wonder if she's gonna help Lev again. Perhaps she will, perhaps she won't, perhaps she will try to stop him if he needs to run away with Irina. Although, looking at how this anime is progressing, that might not be the case. I still think it will be. I still think that the season will end with them running away. But I'm not entirely sure. It might end up with Lev going to space, and before the launch, he confesses his love to Irina, and then he launches, and that's the end of the season. Could very well end this way. Yeah, she really did fly up there. And Nosferatu Project was successful, and he's been promoted again. He's been demoted once, then promoted by that inspector woman. Then he was demoted, I guess, after he broke the centrifuge, and then he was promoted again. Somebody up there likes him very much. Graduation test. She goes to the examiner. You're expected to devote your life to our motherland and set aside your loved ones. Are you prepared? Of course. No, you're not. No, you're not. You think you are. You think you are, but you're not. Hmm. Let me put it differently. Perhaps he was. Initially, as he joined the program, he was ready to give up his loved ones. Wasn't he brought up in like an orphanage? I have a vague recollection of that. Yeah, he was brought up in an orphanage, so he doesn't really have any loved ones, right? So when he joined the program, he was ready. He was ready to give up everything. But now he met Irina. That changes. that changes things very much. He still instinctively says that, of course, my dreams are our motherland's dreams, but no, they aren't. No, they are not. His leg isn't fine, and they're playing with a globe. A little bit of tension. The next episode is going to be about her. What's her name? I forgot. Did anybody mention her name? Did anybody mention her? You know what? I'm just gonna check it on Mal. Why do I bother? Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu Mal. Characters. Her name is Rosa. Rosa Plivietskaya. That's why the title of the next episode is Rose of something or other. Rosa. She will become relevant because otherwise we would not be sacrificing an episode to her. Sacrificing, no, that's the wrong word to use it. We would not be spending an episode with her, I guess. Yeah, equipment to analyze her. Yeah, everything of yours has been taken out. Nobody knows what will happen to Irina. Not even her. Wasn't brought up. Nothing's been decided yet. Of course, they're, you know, bickering a little bit. Could you have sounded any more weak? At least lie and say you bet I'll win. Yeah. They very much have bonded through the course of the show. And it's very dark outside, so I will have to turn up the exposure a little bit. Yeah, that should be better. Keep an eye on Irina for me. Okay. She was presented to the committee. We should reward N44. Yes. Again, there's that whole atmosphere of foreboding that she might be disposed of at any given time. But here we see the whole committee with Gergiev on its lead talking about how she should be rewarded. It's very dissonant. It's very dissonant and makes me think that maybe, just maybe, there is a chance that after Lev goes to space and comes back as a hero, he will settle down somewhere with Irina. Maybe it's gonna have a good ending. Maybe there's not gonna be any drama with them having to run away. Maybe it's a little bit of a, not bait and switch, but the atmosphere is purposefully contradictory to what's gonna happen. Maybe. I'm honestly unsure. Up until this episode, I was absolutely certain that they will have to run, perhaps to the UK, perhaps to the nearest country that isn't Soviet Russia, that isn't not Soviet Russia. But maybe not. Maybe not. Mechtat Project. There's her. I don't know what her deal is. And what's that? It's like connections. There's the science division. There's like spies. There's the government, and there's the astronauts. And Irina is in the middle there. She has connection to that Lyudmila Karlova. Okay, I think I can more or less read those letters now. Yeah, okay. So it's just connections of Irina with other people. And Natalia and Vice Chairman National Zesukil Zeskul Chi something with spies. I don't know. Some wish for an accident to protect state secrets. Perhaps that's the Grey Square? They want to dispose of Irina so that she doesn't reveal state secrets? Doesn't we don't know. Everything might happen. New Year's, pancakes, and carrots. Yeah, New Year's. A nice, pretty dress. Tomboys embarrassed in girly clothing is chef's kiss. Always love it. She was born in Lili Totum. Yeah, an orphan raised in Sangrad. And she became fascinated with vampires. This, this scene, this reminds me of something that's going on in my city right now. There's also like wooden stalls in the city center on the what's it called in English? I swear I can into English. I just don't remember words well. City Square, what's the translation? Market, city market, I guess you could call it. Central place in the city. And I'm just gonna turn on auto exposure because it's gonna. Yeah, I think that's gonna be better. There are also wooden stalls with food, with various like shitty toys, with warm slippers, stuff like that. Every year I go there and get myself some ostipek, which is brined smoked cheese grilled with some cranberry jam. And it looks exactly like this. Another accent that I can relate to. Yeah, exactly like this. Happy New Year, Snieguroczka, Snow Maiden, Died Moros, Died Moros. That would be the more proper accent, I guess. Yeah, I wonder what she'd think. Yeah, probably. I mean, vampires are very, maybe not commonplace, but people know that they exist, right? So I don't think anybody would be all that shocked hearing that she's a vampire. I think her being to spades is more of a shock. Yeah, celebration, throwing pine cones. Spring comes, the ice will melt. And we're getting this scene again. Well, not the exact scene, but this shade of blue, there's something so appealing to it. They really like doing their scenes of space, of things becoming space. Usual things, like regular things, like Irina skating being set in space. They really like doing that in this anime. And they're having some good hearted fun. Both legs fractured. Okay, so we know how that one dude ended up. Testing, testing, testing. Observing. Lev is clearly in the lead. And of course, he's worried about Irina. He said he's ready to leave his loved ones behind, but he's not. He's clearly not. Cherville. Lev made me realize something. What did it make you realize? Made you realize that you ought to stay away from Lev. Hmm. Cog blocking. I hate it. But no, we can't have this romance come to fruition too early. It would be no fun, right? Perhaps they shouldn't like really stretch it out like it is in romance anime, where you're watching it for 3 seasons. Each season has 24 episodes, and after all that time, the main couple is still not together somehow. They shouldn't do that, but it's also not fun if they just immediately get together. There are too many differences between how they were raised between them. There are many differences, uh, not differences, there are many obstacles because they work for the government, right? So it wouldn't make sense if Lev just came here running with an engagement ring, you know? But he brought some meat pie and he brought flowers. Uh, and she knows what's going on. She knows what's going on. Maybe Lev doesn't, maybe Irina doesn't, but she knows what's going on. She can smell it. Completely messes up the smell, but I don't think you mind. A nice moment of them together. Irina all acting all meek and happy. Nobody held a celebration for me. Yeah, that was a nice episode. I wanted to go through the uh, preview of the next one, but I went past it, so I'm just not gonna bother. I'm just not gonna bother. I no longer know what to think, you know? All this time I thought it's gonna end up with some drama connected with Irina having to be disposed of. But now we hear that there are no plans of her disposal after all, that there are still some experiments being done with her, that she's still very much needed. We know that the command, including Gergiev himself, want to reward her somehow. So maybe the story will have a happy end after all. I'm conflicted. I'm very much conflicted what to think. The overall atmosphere and all the tiny little tidbits would lead me to believe that it's gonna end with some drama, but the front, what they're putting actually up front in the story, makes me think that maybe there won't be any. And I wonder what's gonna happen. I really truly do wonder. One way it can go, of course, is that eventually Irina will be no longer needed. They will do all the tests they needed to do. The whole space program will be concluded, and she will be scheduled for disposal. Lev will run in, will take her with him, and they're gonna run. And they're gonna be on a run. Another scenario is perhaps that Lev will go to space because let's be honest here, he's the main candidate here. He will come back as a hero and he will want to live quietly with Irina. Maybe that's where the drama will come in. We can't allow Zenitra's hero to associate with a vampire. Things like that. That's a possibility. That is a distinct possibility, you know? I think I'm leaning into that. That he's gonna come back as a hero and he will want to spend time with Irina, but the country will say no, no you cannot. Perhaps they will go a step further and say that Irina is an obstacle to Lev and to Lev's legacy as a hero. Perhaps eliminating Irina would make Lev's public image better. Something along those lines. I can see it going that way as well. I think that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be it. Regardless, it's nice to see, nice to have a very early, light-hearted episode. Not like any other episode in the series was particularly heavy maybe the one where we've seen the massacre of the vampires. Other than that, they were fairly light. There constantly is that foreboding atmosphere, but this episode was particularly light. And I appreciate that. I do appreciate that in every series. Right? You can't have constant drama. You need to have light-hearted moments. Even Clannad understood it. Probably the biggest tearjerker I've ever seen, but even Clannad understood that you need moments of levity for drama to really hit. Okay, I think that's all I needed to say about this episode, but tell me what you think about it. What you thought of this episode. Where do you think it's coming? Where do you think it's going? Because we all know where it's coming from. Where do you think it's going? Just don't spoil me anything from the source material, please. I want to experience it myself. What do you thought of my reaction? You can also, cast your vote by upvoting this video. Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and thumbs down if you still can, and if you didn't like it, and leave me a comment why you didn't like it, so I can improve. I can't improve if I don't know what I'm doing wrong, right? Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of future releases, not only of Irina the Vampire Cosmonaut, Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu, that's the title. Not only of Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu, but also of Princess Principal, Sahyat no Paladin, and Takt of Destiny. Those are the other series that I'm watching on the channel, and there should be some cards in the top left, top right corner for you, with links to the playlists. If you want to support me, if you really like what I'm doing, you can support me on Patreon. A link is down in the description. You get things like early access to my Princess Principal reactions, access to my Discord server, stuff like that. And you get the satisfaction of knowing that you're helping me perhaps get a better camera or better lighting, stuff like that. Or maybe some cool new tea. Who knows? There are many teas out in the world, and I am yet to taste them all. So, as always, do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers. And here's the list of my Patreon supporters. Well, I'm saying a list, but there's one person. Truly, truly grateful for that. That you can join them so they're not lonely.